It's going to be...
Yeah. Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
Dragon, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right. In honor of the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival, I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through the series, experiencing his reactions, watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories throughout the years. Today's episodes are Cheer Up Candace and Fireside Girl Jamboree. Alright, so up first with Cheer Up Candace. How you coming down this one, Dragon?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little iffy on Cheer Up Candace.
Okay.
It's not the most inventive. It's the most inventive plot. I don't think Candace is sufficiently sad enough for this one. Honestly, to really necessitate, man, we got to cheer up Candace. She doesn't really seem that bothered by things. I don't know.
I mean, maybe that's part of the whole point. Like, she's down, but maybe that's like, remember that kind of whole, like, maybe an ice cream would have been fine.
I mean, sure. I don't know. So there are other things in this episode. I mean, obviously the plot elements really funny.
Yep.
But we'll get there.
Oh yeah. It is a lot of it. Yeah, like this episode, I personally think this episode's a lot of fun. It has some pretty funny elements to it, like of all the like Phineas and Ferb's like very misguided attempts to try and cheer her up, and they actually end up making her feel worse sometimes, which I thought was kind of, he admitted, not the most exciting, but I still think it's kind of fun. All right, so the boys. It begins with the boys trying to build the Temple of Angkor Wat out of playing cards. What'd you make? So, Dragon, what'd you make of all that stuff? It's a pretty enjoy. What? Sorry.
I did enjoy the the big playing card stunt at the top. That was quite funny.
Yeah, trying to build a whole giant temple, Cambodian temple. Or a Cambodian temple out of playing cards. It's a pretty impressive feat. I mean, and I'm sure that if someone, actually probably something that could be replicated in reality if someone had enough time and patience. What do you think?
I don't think that's possible. I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna be able to stack cards like that big a structure. Time and patience being one thing. I mean, you can build like an Eiffel Tower, but to build a whole temple.
Yeah, maybe you're right, but it does seem kind of more like low tier for them if you think about it. It's just a bunch of cards.
It's a way to spend the summer, though. It's like the little House of Cards thing.
It is a nice hobby. So, meanwhile, Candace is absorbed in her magazine. And seems to be convinced. It becomes convinced that basically the magazine convinces her that she's not wanted by Jeremy after he cancels a date.
And he cancels it very, very nicely too. By the way, it's like, "I'm sorry, Candace, but I have to cancel our date. I hope you understand." He's all smiles and everything, but she's not taking it well.
She screams extremely loudly to the point where like, it scares some seals or sea lions, and then basically Tarzan hears it too and responds to it, which the monkeys he's with are annoyed by. It's like, what? But of course, that sends the Temple of Angkor Wat crumbling down, which of course leads Phineas and Ferb to be concerned, which you ought to admit is nice of them. They're concerned about their sister, even though she immediately brushes them off.
Yeah.
So It's like so basically Dragon, what do you make of what do you make of their efforts? Like their first effort is like Isabella offers the suggestion of like a new hairdo or new style, and they decide to hire a clown to cheer her.
Yeah, so we go to the magazine on this one, the teen magazine, which has a 3-part suggestion on how to cheer your friend up. So makeover. The boys go with the clown. Very, very. Admittedly, like, what were they thinking? Like, come on, guys. It's very clear, like, the clown would not work out. Why would you go with the clown? I don't know. This is what I'm saying. The writing's a little thin of like, okay, we want to. Jacob, this is the problem with this episode for me, okay? A lot of our solutions are very one-note gags, and they're not really super. The humor in this one's, I don't think them hitting, like, ringing the bell a lot until we get to, like, like Jerry the Platypus, which we'll get to. Until we get there, it's just a lot of, like, and look, there's a clown. She's temporarily a clown. We're just going to kind of move on from there. And it was just kind of a weird thing that happened that she didn't really care for. It's like a brief scream. I don't know. It's just like the humor is a little. It's just not to the usual standard. I think we've seen Phineas and Ferb's comedy.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll agree with you. It's not the usual standard, but I still find it kind of funny.
I mean, look, I'm not saying it's bad, but it just feels really. I don't know. It's kind of some weak sauce in comparison to like the next episode.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the next episode does have like a better, tighter pacing and probably some better gags here and there.
It just really feels like we're twiddling our thumbs until a payoff here, and when we do get that payoff, it's a very relaxed payoff.
Yeah, but it is a nice payoff though.
Yeah. Okay. So after we kind of go from the clown to the comedy club.
Yep. And to be fair, like they do point out, like maybe the clown wasn't the best idea.
Yeah, but where was that thinking like a few minutes ago? like, come on, guys.
It's like Phineas, he's impulsive.
But they have so many good ideas with everything else, though.
But think about it, Dragon. Like, it's not the first time that Phineas and Ferb have demonstrated that they're also capable of pretty bad ideas.
Right. All right. So
yeah, the comedy club.
Okay, I love a good comedy club, and I think it's a cute idea. Like, oh, they made a little comedy club. The problem is, like, man, it's just a whole bunch of stinkers in there on the stage. There, we got.
I think it's trying to go for a so unfunny that it's funny thing.
I know, yeah, I know. I get what they're going for. It's just like, so we have like Buford as this is Broccoli Top.
Yep. Have you actually ever been to a comedy club?
In person, no.
Yeah, me neither.
I've seen stand-up, but I've not gone to a comedy club myself.
You mean like on Netflix or something?
Well, I mean like in DVD, Jacob, but yes.
Like Netflix, Comedy Central, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's not really my thing, but I've listened to like comedy more than I've actually watched it, funnily enough.
Right.
But you have like Buford is Broccoli Top. It's like not the props, like this voice, it's like it's not really funny. I just find it interesting.
So yeah, at the end of the day, like this does give you a great. Everyone was always so hard on Carrot Top, but this does, I feel, bolster him a little bit, and it makes me wonder. To
be fair, you could have gone all Gallagher on them.
True.
which actually probably would be more in line with Buford's style.
Well, yeah, ultimately, when he picked the wrong comedian to lampoon.
Basically, yeah.
But it does feel like Povenmire. It feels like Povenmire you might have pulled from the Carrot Top episode of Family Guy.
I mean that's entirely possible, but I don't even remember that entire episode of Family.
That was the Poltergeist episode, Petergeist.
Oh, I remember that now.
That's the one that has a really great third act. So the idea is like to undo everything. They have to get the skull back that was on the Indian burial ground, and they have to go to. Apparently, Carrot Top bought it as like a prop for a show, and Peter had to find it. Apparently, Carrot Top is so successful a comedian that he has like a Scooby-Doo mansion, essentially. Has like booby traps and like House of Mirrors and everything.
Did Carrot Top actually play himself in that episode?
I believe so.
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty sure that was Carrot Top.
Oh, nice.
Also, Carrot Top. They made a really big deal about this in the commentary. Carrot Top in shape, rather in shape.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, this the the whole the skull. What I put on my head, it's a skull cap. Though that I sawed through the floor with this. It's a saw with glasses on it, and just Peter just loses it, just like back when Family Guy was good.
Which season was that?
That was look, I want to say 4. There is a slight chance it could have been 5. I'm pretty sure it was season 4.
Yeah, those were during the good years.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm almost like 90% certain it was season 4, but there is a 10% possibility it was 5.
All right.
We have comments.
Yep, we have I think it was regarding one of our things. It doesn't seem on brand for the brothers. I think it was probably referring to them not doing a very good job of cheering them up, cheering up Candace. They probably get a spot in Danville's version of Guinness Book of World Records. There's actually an episode about that. Remember, Dragon?
There was also an episode about the Hey Arnold.
Yeah. I mean, World Records is kind of like a common animation plot.
Yeah.
But remember, it's the one where they built the giant bowling ball. I forgot that Jerry was in this episode. we'll get to Jerry.
Yeah.
We'll get to Jerry.
Yeah.
Use your words, Jerry. Candace goes out cold and fitting. She is in the thumbnail. Go Candace. And then the mask comes up Carrot Top and is actually Buford. And code, yes, again, the Family Guy stopped being good. I'm not so sure. But, well, I mean, it has occasional good episodes here and there, but it's not nearly as good as when McFarlane was actually in the writing room.
Yeah. Anyway, so with Buford, though, Buford does give you an appreciation for Carrot Top. And then on the flip side, we have Baljeet.
I mean, prop comedy is pretty hard.
Well, yeah.
And, I mean, admittedly so is ventriloquism, but...
Ventriloquism is even more difficult, if you ask me, because, it's going to have to have the audience really like that, and also you have to hide the lip movements and everything. There's a lot that goes into ventriloquism.
Yeah, I know. But Baljeet clearly hasn't done a good job with it yet.
I mean, he started off kind of impressive, though. I just love the whole, little... One, I like that. I love the name of the
Little
dummy,
Jeet.
Little Jeet.
Yes.
Yeah, little Jeet, and he's making it. I like the idea. He makes kind of like a dummy joke, and he's very offended by it. Wow.
It's like, wow, that's what you're starting with?
Anyway, then we have like the old water trick, which does not go well. However, what brings the audience down is Ferb coming in on stage and going the full Seinfeld there with, what's the deal with airline food?
And everybody just goes nuts.
Yep, they all go nuts for the little peanuts.
Like, what even is that joke mean anyway? Like, what's up with
Well,
everybody?
it's a classic comedian thing. I don't know if Jerry Seinfeld was like the most popular version of it, or it's always been like the go-to hackneyed, comedy club joke. The desperate comedian making the joke about, what is the deal with airline food? It's so like basically because it's all small and packaged, and you have like the little vodka bottles and that sort of thing. Like the kosher meal, the non-kosher meal. The point is, it's like a lot of like easy jokes about airline food.
Yeah, but it's just the setup here that makes everyone go nuts.
Yep.
I mean, remember, it's not always the joke; it's also the delivery.
Oh yeah.
And apparently, Ferb's delivery was just hit the sweet spot to make the entire comedy club go crazy.
Yep.
And of course,
you should have seen the deleted scene where Ferb tells the aristocrats joke. That one really brought the house down.
Oh no!
He does it like with the English accent, right?
They're called the aristocrats.
So a mother, father, the daughter, son, and the family pet walk on stage. And a talent agent asks them what their act is. And then the father, and then like bleep, 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 bleep. And they call it the aristocrats.
Oh, God. I wonder if they could probably sneak that joke in here somewhere.
I mean, maybe it'd be a long joke.
Yeah. I mean, heck, Hey Arnold got away with it. Once was a man from Nantucket.
Well, that's an easy one, though. Even SpongeBob did that.
When did SpongeBob do that?
Well, they didn't say Nantucket, but they did like the old man who lives in a shoe.
There once was a man from Peru.
Yeah, there you go.
Like that's not really a dirty one though.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's not a dirty one, but it's in reference to the Nantucket thing. That's what that's doing.
He woke with a fright in the middle of the night to find that his dream had come true.
Exactly. It's essentially a parody of the Nantucket thing, or vice versa, where Nantucket was not the original, but then like a response to the Peru thing. So one, I forget which one, the chicken or the egg on this one, but one of them came first, and then they inspired the other much dirtier one, or vice versa.
I mean, believe it or not, Nantucket didn't start out as a dirty joke.
Well, that's what I mean. It starts off eventually whichever one came first, then you have the dirty version.
Yeah, I know. It's like, here lies Cynthia Snell, who she lived her life and went straight to... I can't read that. I'm pretty sure there's other ones out there that rhyme like that.
Yep.
It's like, so either way, Ferb's basically a good stand-up comedian. Only has to say one line and the crowd goes nuts.
Yep.
But that makes Candace feel worse. And so the solution is a mix and mingle machine. What'd you make of this? What do you make of this one, Dragon?
I like the conceit. I like the giant carnival ride. What do you call this carnival ride again? The one that spins you around? Is it?
You mean like a tilt-a-whirl?
Is it? That is the tilt-a-whirl, right?
I mean, it looks very similar to a tilt-a-whirl or one of those
I forgot there was another name for the tilt-a-whirl. But I guess it is just the tilt-a-whirl then.
I mean, it's kind of similar to that. I mean. There's also those machines that spin. There's also those ones that spin you around and then the floor drops and you stick to it. But I don't think that's exactly what this thing is. But yeah, I think that's what you're talking about is a tilt-a-whirl.
Yeah. So anyway, we have this kind of this fun, this inventive little meet and greet kind of almost speed dating sort of thing with a tilt-a-whirl.
Yeah, because of the idea, and it's introduce her to someone new.
Yeah, it's a neat little song to get, not their best, but it's cute.
Yeah, it's a very catchy song too.
So let's put a pin in the Candace story. Let's talk about Perry the Platypus. This is the drama of the episode, man. This is where all the good stuff is. This is a big Perry plot.
Oh yeah, it's Perry shows up to his base only to find accusations.
He's gone rogue.
It's he's robbed banks, stolen cars, and eaten cereal.
Look, that one's not so bad.
It's okay. Even Monogram's I don't see what's so bad about this.
Here's the question: that one was actually Perry the Platypus eating the cereal, or do you think that was the doppelganger?
It could go either way, to be honest. I get the real crap is that he didn't have it with milk. Didn't have any milk in that.
Are you sure there was no milk in that?
I didn't see any milk.
If there wasn't any milk, it was the doppelganger.
Exactly. It's when the doppelgangers hate milk.
He ate that cereal without any milk.
Yep. Go right
in. Anyway.
SpongeBob.
Why can't all the biker bars have that question?
It's I had a bowl of nails for breakfast.
Without any milk.
Go right ahead.
Wouldn't that be really nice for a tough guy bar if the password is, what did you have for breakfast? And they have to say that exact quote.
Nails. A bowl of nails.
Without any milk. That'd be wonderful. Oh, but anyway. So speaking of which, okay, look, as much as I like this plot line, I gotta admit, it's a little derivative. A little derivative mainly in two respects. One, this one's more of a pro. Freakazoid did this plot line with the Freaka clone. Okay. It was great. I loved it. And that was the Hero Boy episode from season 2 with Gutierrez, which had that hilarious gag where Gutierrez has Freakazoid strapped down when he's making the Freaka clone, and he shows him a clip. Would you like to see a clip? Do we have time? Do you have to set up? No, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You see, it's just a guy in a duck. It's just a duck. No, my friend, it's not a duck. It's no, look, it's a man in a duck suit. You know, and like, oh, look at the man is kissing his wife. It's like, well, yeah, he's just kissing. He's kissing his wife. Oh no, look, there's a monkey.
That kind of reminds me. I actually follow Paul Rudd on Twitter. I guess X now. Paul Rugg. You know, and he was actually talking about like a joke that like Warner Brothers didn't want to include because it didn't make sense. And it was like, call the assistant director for the keys. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, not offhand.
It's like, I forget. I think it was like something along those lines. I don't remember the exact episode. It was like it called like one of the show's producers or writers or something like that, or like for the key to a jail cell he was in.
Right. Oh no! I know what it is. I know what it is. That's from. Oh yeah, that's from the Isle of Doctor Mystico episode where they have essentially they have the assistant do it, but I guess in this case the assistant director. I guess. It's like, all right, Greg.
I think that was it. Yeah.
That's what that. You kind of lost me on the whole assistant director thing. But he was an assistant. I just didn't really get that he was an assistant director. But yeah.
Like, I think that might have been it, but I'll try and find it again. But
well, no, that's great though. He showed up and he had like, and also like cave guys like his like the gross of the net, the gross like good man.
I love Cave Guy.
We all do.
I subscribe to the New Yorker.
I subscribe to the New Yorker. Low bridge, everybody down. Cave Guy's underwear is brown. Oh.
That's great.
All right.
We need to bring up a counter for how many times we bring up Freakazoid in this thing.
Well, we're going to break the counter on by the next episode if we do that.
I know.
Anyway, so the point being, so one hand, little Freaka Clone-esque, on the just in terms of, you know, we frame doing very mundane, evil things.
And also, to be fair, though, like the whole concept of like an evil clone isn't exactly new either.
True. Now,
that was even done long before Freakazoid.
Yes, but here's my next point.
Yes.
When we reveal all the Perry the Platypus clones, I mean, we literally did this on the flip side with Doofenshmirtz and a giant copier, so we're lampooning ourselves. That's what I'm saying. As much as even I love this aspect of the episode, this is what really hurts this segment overall for me, Jake. It's like literally you guys already did this, only now it's with Perry the Platypus, and the only layer you add is like there's a bit of a frame up, there's a bit of a going rogue thing, but even so, we undo that one pretty fast.
And the fact
no one's really coming after him aside from one scene. We're not doing like the across the Spider-Verse chase or anything here.
And the fact that they're also more like robotic instead of like, you know, made from like a copy machine.
True. I mean, that's like the one negligible difference. But you see my point, though. The fact that Doofenshmirtz has made an army of clones, only now it's Perry.
I mean, I do see you're coming from, and I think I might have actually referenced this when we did that episode. I might be mistaken on that, but I could have sworn I referenced this before.
Anyway, so we meet all the. I love that it's so Despicable Me-esque, like with the minions. Only now with a dark edge, given all of them perish. But we'll get there in a second. The fact that we have all these Perry clones, well, all these Perry bots here. We have Terry the Platypus and Larry the Platypus. But most importantly, Jacob,
we have Jerry the Platypus.
Now let's talk about what's special about Jerry the Platypus.
He was the first one off the bat.
See, this is honestly when it really occurred to me. Like, we had also the first Doofenshmirtz clone out of the bunch. Like
it's like actually the weird Doofenshmirtz clone wasn't the first one.
All right, fine. You're right. You're right. It wasn't the first, but
but I know you. But I see where you're coming from on that.
Like a paper jam or something.
Like there was a paper jam one. There was like just a defective one. That's a little bunny rabbit.
So we have that. See, that's the Jacob. That's a spinoff we need to see right there. We need to see Jerry and that doof.
It's like, and oh yeah, it's like so we have Jerry the Platypus. He's like he's like fat. He has like a bulbous beak.
He's got a bit of an overbite going on. He's very stupid, and he's just hitting people with lead pipes.
It's like, no, use your word. Like, Jerry? No, like, use your words, Jerry.
I love it. Doofenshmirtz finds him just so darn cute, and I think he likes because he's not Perry the Platypus. He's like the one who's like kind of rebelling from the bunch. I think he sees a bit of himself in this Perry the Platypus, which is kind of unholy when you think about it, but it works.
And he even has they pulls up a little chair for him when they watch the battle.
I thought that was so cute. He's like keeping Jerry there next to him, and he cares about this little guy.
It's like, oh, it's cute.
So Jacob, you know what time it is?
I know what time it is. It's
Gritty reboot time.
All right. Yeah. Should I pull it up, Dragon?
Yep.
There we go.
Folks, look here.
It writes
direct your attention to the screen.
It writes itself.
So, folks, we have this battle with all these, with Fairy Platypus fighting himself, fighting his inner demons, and the head trip that he has to kill himself several times, to kill all these duplicates, which is sure to give anyone PTSD, I'm sure. And then he fires them all back and like decapitating them. They're all robots.
And by that I mean platypus traumatic stress disorder.
Yes, I do. So these decapitated. He's killing himself in all sorts of horrible and horrific ways. And then he sends them all back in the machine, including Jerry the platypus, who did no wrong. In fact, he was helping Perry. He was beating the crap out of Doofenshmirtz with a lead pipe. and he ended up, he too perished. So he killed all of Doofenshmirtz's platypi children.
It's a good thing they were robots.
But still, I mean, it's like his silicon soul, my friend. Like, they were living, to a degree, they were living creatures.
He had a soul. Still a silicon, but a soul nonetheless.
Exactly. So, including poor Jerry, who would really harm no one except for Doofenshmirtz's shins.
It's kind of funny that you're a fan of this particular Jerry.
Yes. It's funny how that works. I love this Jerry. Other Jerrys, well, there's kind of a scrutinizing process to go through on that. But anyway,
we have a successful Jerry watch.
Yes. Anywho,
watch our previous Rick and Morty stuff to understand.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, so you see what I mean, though, is the fact that we then throw Doofenshmirtz horrifically into this platypus copier. So honestly, that's all the stuff that.
What happens to Doofenshmirtz in the machine?
Well, number of things could possibly happen. I mean, the easiest thing is that he dies, but then the machine puts out kind of a Doofenshmirtz platypus hybrid.
Oh God! No.
Alternatively, though, Doofenshmirtz does not die, but instead he is melded in the machine and turned into like a half cybernetic platypus. Now, the other thing of looking at it here too is that Doofenshmirtz, after Jerry gets sucked in the machine, or honestly after Perry Platypus kills Jerry,
yes,
Doofenshmirtz gets so mad he strikes it lucky, uses Jerry's lead pipe, and he basically, bam, right on the head, the real platypus. And he says, "Oh no, what have I done? I mean, he killed Jerry. He brought himself, but oh man, oh no."
Oh no.
What am I going to do? Wait a minute. I have a machine. A machine to copy all the platypus. So basically, like, okay, I'm gonna nix the Hill plan, and I'm gonna replace them. I'm gonna go back to the status quo, and it's gonna be fine.
Yep. It seems very similar to what we've done before in our gritty reboots.
That's what I'm saying. It's just so heady that the Gritty Reboot is kind of caught up with us here in terms of the show is kind of caught up with the Gritty Reboot. And the fact, like, not much needed here. I mean, I think it speaks for itself, and we have the endless copies for all the head canon of all the dead Perry Platypus, and we have all the dead Doofenshmirtzes. We have the copy machine, and we have the platypus replicate machine.
Did I or did I not tease this in the past?
Well, this one particularly, I don't know if you teased this one.
I mean, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But
I don't know. I mean, we had copy. That's the thing, because if you mention a copy machine, I don't know if that was you referring to Doofenshmirtz or this, or potentially both.
Well, I could have sworn I did, but maybe you're right and I did. But
I was saying, I know you did at least for one. I don't know which one though.
It's like It's like a great reboot major Monogram would be so tired of Carl messing up that he'd throw him into a volcano.
I mean, look, we should probably talk about this. So, the Monogram is very yes.
Dang it, Carl! I need a sacrifice now, says Aquatad.
So, Monogram has this big dramatic moment where he's just so hurt by what Perry the Platypus did, and Carl just is stepping on his dramatic moment.
Why? Why'd you do it?
Not now, Carl.
Like, you are officially fired.
Then Carl, come now, Carl, now.
Like, why? Why'd you do it?
Dang it, Carl! You ruined you ruined our dramatic moment.
Dang it, Carl!
Dang it, Carl! Who would not ruin this dramatic moment? Who would respect theatricality and timing on a moment like this, Jacob?
Let's see. I think Combat Carl probably would do good in this one. He's a kind of a no nonsense kind of guy.
I'm gonna say Carl Foutley.
Al Foutley, probably. I mean,
I think he respects the theatricality of the reveal, and he's got good timing.
I mean, you'd honestly know that better than me because I never watched As Told by Ginger.
That is why you fail.
Yes, that is why I fail. It's like, I don't know, maybe. Think so? Let's see. All right, so back to the episode then. Any closing thoughts on this one then? Or do you have anything more to say?
Oh, well, so the way the episode ends, so Candace, basically we pay off the ice cream thing.
Yep, and it turns out like after like the exploding platypus parts, which sounds really gross out of context.
It's raining pieces of deceased platypi, you know what I mean, who are no longer alive, and their carcasses are raining from the sky.
Robot carcasses.
Their robotic carcasses are raining from the sky, no longer intact.
I'm sure they made them robots explicitly for that reason.
Yeah, because, oh god, if they did, and it was just clone parts. Imagine how horrific it would be.
This is a kid's cartoon after all.
It's like Phineas and Ferb's like, what's falling? Oh no, Perry, no! Oh god!
And then oh, there you are, Perry. You're fine.
It must be hunting season. Ah!
But all the parts falling from the sky hit the mix and mingle machine and basically send it flying. Or even Phineas at the end because it's like, maybe an ice cream cone would have been better.
And they're right.
Which Stacy, who's been trying to help Candace herself this entire time, agrees. Yep. Can't get enough of Stacy, right, Dragon?
We love us some Kelly Who. We here at So You Want to Be an Imagineer. We approve of Kelly Who. Who, you may ask? Kelly. Yes. Always Kelly.
Kelly Who.
The second greatest Kelly.
Who's the first greatest Kelly?
Gene Kelly.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I'm saying. So Kelly Who, second greatest Kelly of all time.
But that's a kid. But that's a Kelly as a last name though. There's a kid.
Still a Kelly. It's in the Kelly brand.
I know. I'm just being semantic or pedantic, whatever the proper word is here.
Anyway.
It's like, so as it turns out, they go to get ice cream, and fortunately, the station that they go to, ice cream car that they're going to, is manned by Jeremy.
I mean, look, this is nice, but it's a very easy solution to everything. It's like Jeremy, why don't you just? I'm sure. Hey, why don't you come over? I'm giving out ice cream. Let's hang out there. Like I don't know. Like he's just raising money to go take her out on a date anyway that he canceled. Like I don't know.
It's like he's like, at least you're not one of those guys, one of those people that get worked up because someone canceled a date. Right.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's fun, but I don't know. It feels like a very easy solution. Like, Cass didn't learn a thing.
Kelly, who's the hero that we deserve?
Who?
Yes.
No, you know who's a big fan of Kelly Who?
Who?
I'll tell you, Jaimin Hansu.
Who?
Precisely. Every time she walks in, says like, "It's me, Kelly." Who?
Yes.
Who? Kelly.
Who?
Well, yeah, Kelly Who. Well, who? Okay, Jaimin, I don't have time for this. Let's go to our table and have lunch.
I wonder if they were ever in anything together.
Not off the top of my head. I don't think so.
That's fair. All right, then. Moving on to Fireside Girl Jamboree, where Candace tries to become a Fireside Girl to go to a concert. Thoughts on this one, Dragon?
I thought this was a vast improvement.
All right.
Got some fun Candace shenanigans.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a lot of fun Candace shenanigans. It's got, as you said, it's got a jaunty pace to it. It's we have some cool set pieces, and it's kind of some fun absurd comedy.
Yeah, and we have a funny Doofenshmirtz subplot.
That we do.
Yep. It's delicious.
Or not, depending on the ray.
Yep. I mean, do you like broccoli?
But not more than cupcakes.
I mean, probably not either, but I like broccoli. I mean, I like steamed broccoli.
Well, honestly, I don't like broccoli, so you know.
I mean, I like steamed broccoli. I mean, I don't eat it every now and then, but I know people that like steam it, like covered in like salt and salt and pepper, and it's actually really good.
I know, thanks to Powerpuff Girls, some people put a cheese on it.
I mean, that people do that too.
The one thing you don't want to put, there's one thing you don't want to put broccoli on, though.
What?
Pizza.
I also people that do that. I mean, I personally wouldn't myself.
Did you learn nothing from Inside Out, Jacob?
I know. I'm just saying. Some people do like some people do like broccoli on their pizza. I mean, it makes less sense than pineapples. I mean, pineapples are good on pizza, from what I understand.
First the Hawaiians, and now you.
Technically, I think that's made in Canada. I mean, seriously, where was Hawaiian pizza made? Canada. Yep, it was made in Canada by a Greek immigrant.
You're just going to take all the magic out of everything, aren't you?
I mean, yeah, I like to know these things. But yep, it was like Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada by a Greek person. There's magic in knowledge, Dragon. Anyway, do you like pineapple on your pizza?
No.
Okay. You know what I don't like on my pizza? Olives.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't like olives.
You don't like olives?
No.
Okay.
Do you like olives on your pizza?
No, I don't like olives on my pizza.
Do you like olives in general?
I mean, not really.
Me neither.
I mean, I think they look kind of cool, but I don't want to eat them.
All right. But enough food talk for the time being.
Anyway, so Candace, just trying to buy some tickets to hear things. Yep.
The Paisley Sideburn Brothers.
Which I think is a reference to the Beatles, but I don't know.
I'm not sure, but I honestly don't know myself, but that would kind of make sense.
I'm saying the sideburns and the fact it's kind of like a flower gimmick. I don't know.
I mean, it would put it past me.
Right.
But
so she's buying tickets to the Paisley the Paisley Sideburn brothers, and
trying to buy tickets.
Yes, she's trying to buy tickets, and apparently buying tickets for this specific concert is like buying tickets to San Diego Comic-Con or Avengers Endgame tickets.
It's like it's not very easy to buy tickets. Like if you've stayed up all night trying to get tickets, like refreshing the page until they go on sale, and then just quickly sniping it as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah, from what I understand, that's what every year for San Diego Comic-Con's like, in terms of people buying tickets for that, where it's like a thing where they have like a 13-second window.
It's like you have to have like all your information pre-entered and everything.
Yep.
Before yeah. I mean, yeah. I've never been to a San Diego Comic-Con, so I can't really say.
It's the Mecca.
Yep, it's the con to end all cons.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in the process, like she actually falls asleep because she stayed up all night.
Admittedly, the band, like her being a fan of this specific band, is a little out of nowhere just for the plot. But it's a quibble. It's fine.
I mean, I mean, to be fair, I mean, we don't have to like know every detail of their person. Like, oh, so she likes this band that she wants to get tickets to.
No, we don't. I'm just saying, like, this is like a thing she's like stayed up nights for and everything. It's like, oh, I love the Paisley brothers. Like, well, no, we've never heard these guys' names before until this point. But yeah, it's not. It's not. I'm just saying, it's like a fun cartoon logic kind of thing. We've never addressed this before, but okay.
It's someone's in scalping Paisley Sideburn Brothers concert tickets. It's probably Irving. Like, so she actually hears Phineas and Ferb outside, but they're at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. But as it turns out, they're not actually building anything. They're actually throwing a project away. What'd you make of that? What'd you make of that angle?
I think it's really designed to subvert the thing of the boys aren't really going to build something this episode, and on the flip side, it's like, yeah, we already did it, and we already kind of finished up, and we didn't have cleanup this time, so.
It's like, yeah, and it does kind of point out that, like, if they had to clean it up themselves, it probably would take a long time to clean up all their stuff.
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty nice. But then Candace, having her head stuck out a window, unfortunately misses like that 13-second window to buy the Paisley Sideburn Brothers tickets. Have you ever been in a situation like that, Dragon?
Well, I've always dreaded being in a situation like that.
Yeah, I mean, my current issue with tickets is that I'm trying to get the days off work for them. Trying to get tickets to my Comic-Con. Anyway. It's like, so, like, but Candace finds a solution to that. The Fireside Girls.
Yeah, apparently, I guess like a kind of a sponsored event or something where the Fireside Girls have like they get free admission to the thing, but you need to be a Fireside Girl to get it. Now, Candace is beyond me. Why Candace doesn't just call Isabella and ask for the number first off instead of just just like guessing the password?
She doesn't know Isabella's patch number.
I know, that's why I'm saying she should call.
I mean, she doesn't know Isabella's phone number, I meant to say.
She knows Phineas.
Yeah.
Phineas, what's Isabella's number?
It's like, well, he probably would have asked, and then he would probably offer to take her there anyway.
Her mom's friends with Isabella's mom.
It's and ruin the plot. What? And ruin the plot? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yep.
Right. Anyway, so so she gets herself locked out, and
I mean, and think about it, Dragon. She's kind of being irrational. Irrational people don't always make the best decisions in this case. And besides, this is Candace we're talking about here. But so she's thinking about basically going straight to the source. And think about it. Even in this episode, Isabella offers something, but Candace doesn't listen.
Exactly.
So I don't think she would have even listened about the whole phone number thing.
True.
So Dragon, what's the goal here?
Okay, the goal. Become a Fireside Girl, get the patch number, go to the concerts. If she does that, apparently it is not as simple as like sign me up today and let me get my number. Nope, she's got to earn. Basically, it's about a 2 week or 2 month process, or is it 6 month? You remember how long the process is to become a Fireside Girl?
About like basically read up on the manual, read up on everything else with a huge manual and everything, and the swearing process next week.
Right, which would be too late.
Yep, it needs to be today.
Today.
To
be fair, why would they sell tickets like just the day of for a concert like that? It's like, what if we sold Avengers Endgame tickets the day of?
And the websites would crash.
Dear God, the world would fall into anarchy.
Yep.
There was this joke way back when.
To be fair, it could also have been like a second run of tickets as well.
Right.
But anyway,
yeah, back in the day, there was this gag in the circles of the speculation for Nolan's third Batman movie. Like, wouldn't it be amazing if Nolan just put it in theaters and didn't tell anyone? If it's just like it was just out and there's no marketing or anything behind it, and it would be out and people would be like, oh my god, this trip it, the world would crumble just running to the theaters in anarchy, finding out the day of there's a new Batman movie out.
It's actually kind of funny that that Boy in the Harem movie that Studio Ghibli did. They pretty much kind of did the same thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Except the only difference is that they released a poster for it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's actually some precedence. There's actually some precedence in that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when that was announced, or at least when that kind of came to light, I was like thinking the exact thing of, oh man, it's like that joke that we've had about Nolan. What if that actually,
Yep.
actually kind of came to pass? So,
and
Candace, she's offered a shortcut here.
Yeah, but she doesn't really take the actual what could have been an actual shortcut.
Yeah, I think she has not earned her good listener badge.
No, no, not at all.
So we have who's the founder of the Fireside Girls, Jacob?
Eliza M. Fireside,
who is alive and
yes.
just likes posing for portraiture often.
Who puts a picture frame around a window?
It's a great gag.
It is nice. It is funny. And Cloris Leachman does the voice of Eliza M. Fireside.
Nice. I thought that was familiar.
Yep. Remember, she was briefly in Night of the Living Pharmacists.
Well, yeah, we haven't gotten there yet.
I know, but we briefly see her in that, and there was Cloris Leachman there too. I mean, we actually see her, I think, a couple more times besides that.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, actually, I'll come to that. I'll come to that part later. But Eliza gives an ultimatum, or gives her an alternative to earn 50 patches in a single day, and she'll be able to be instated into the Fireside Girls that day.
Yep.
Which Candace actually goes gung ho for it.
So first off, she has to make her own costume.
Yep. And it doesn't actually turn out too bad.
Yeah. Anyway, so then she's making the rounds, like she's assisting the elderly in roller skates, helping them cross the street. And then you have like the running with the bulls, and then running with the bullies.
And Buford's there too.
Of course.
Yep. She gets her first one's like, we actually find out Candace's middle name in this episode.
Right. What's the middle name?
Gertrude.
Well, it's named after her grandmother, right?
No, I think that maybe, I'm not sure. I think Doofenshmirtz's grandmother is named Gertrude or something, but I don't think she's named after Gertrude.
Well, what's Linda's mom's name again?
Betty Jo, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, what's the twins' name?
I don't exactly remember.
I don't think it's Gertrude. So never mind.
It's not Gertrude.
Okay, never mind.
And
maybe Candace is named after her biological father.
No. It's no.
Ferb's gonna have quite the dilemma if that's the case.
Yep. But let's not get
this might be a little awkward, Vanessa. But there was this night about.
Let's not go there.
Over a decade ago.
Let's not go there, Dragon.
The point is, you can't marry the kid with the green hair. You just can't do it. Don't do it.
Oh God.
So.
Yep. But anyway, she earned her honesty patch by revealing her name. Like, is your name Candace Gertrude Flynn? It's like, Phineas, you know her name, but it's for the sake of the honesty patch,
mm-hmm.
and the enthusiasm patch that comes afterwards.
Yep. Unfortunately, most of those badges are easy like that, but not all of them.
Nope. It's like there's no good listener, as you mentioned. Like, there's like some very arbitrary ones as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, running with the bulls, running with the bullies, as you mentioned.
Let's start with the best one.
Yes.
Wrestling the alligator badge.
Oh yes. as we see before us, like Candace was all gung-ho about this when she was like, she didn't see an issue with it at all. She just went straight for it.
You can tell they loved animating this scene of Candace versus the alligator.
You have all the different poses and everything that they have her in.
Well, the fact they're not concerned at all about Candace because they know she's determined to get this patch this patch that she's gonna like kick the living snot out of this alligator.
It's like you see Candace fighting the alligator and you're honestly worried if the alligator's gonna come out okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like she's strangling it. She's strangling an alligator just to get tickets to a concert.
I mean, yes. Like Dragon, were you concerned for Candace at all during this situation?
Well, not really.
Like it's Candace versus the alligator, and like you worry if the alligator's gonna come out okay. And as it turns out, as the end credits reveal, it really doesn't.
You have Peter writing all these letters to Dan and Swampy saying, "We're unhappy about this girl beating up this poor alligator."
See, even got it right. Even got it ready for you.
This poor alligator. Like Dan, Swampy, or PETA were upset. You've abused this. For all we know, she's turned him into boots.
It's like the funny thing is, Dragon, you're not entirely far off.
Wait, did PETA really write him a letter?
No, not with this, but you've heard of the Assassin's Creed series, right? Video game?
Yeah, yes.
Like I don't know if it was exactly PETA, but I don't know if it was exactly PETA, but there was a group of animal rights activists. Like, I don't know if it was I think it was just a vocal minority of them. I got upset about the whaling game minigame in that game. Specifically the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. They got upset with the whaling minigame. And were angry about it. To the point where Ubisoft basically had to point out, like, this is historically accurate for the times. Because it takes place like in the Caribbean in like the 1700s. So it's like technically them writing a letter like that, an angry letter, wouldn't actually be far off. Eventually, Candace would be resurrected as a brother-killing vigilante called Candace Hood. Okay then. Wasn't expecting that.
Like Jason Todd.
Yep. Yep. Anyway. So yes, wrestling the crocodile, but she takes longer than they expected. Even though she is going very good at it, they didn't schedule that it would take a little bit extra time.
So the last badge that she needs is the cupcake delivery badge.
Yep, which they actually decide to Phineas and Ferb actually help her by building like a roller coaster delivery system.
An awesome roller coaster delivery system.
It is awesome. Like it goes all around the buildings. Like they even like give her like a launcher and a slingshot to get the cupcakes to the people. It's actually
I love the packaging on these cupcakes. By the way, that's my favorite thing about the episode.
The fact that the cupcakes are like delivered in little log things.
Yeah, they come in these awesome little logs, and we deliver them to the roller coaster in this instance. And how the Doofenshmirtz thing relates to said cupcakes, it's flawless.
Speaking of which, should we talk about the Doofenshmirtz thing?
Yes.
Like, first off, the funny thing is like Perry's entrance in this time, he goes down a floorboard, but it turns out to be the wrong one, and just lands in the basement.
So Monogram wants to test the teleporter.
It's like it hasn't been tested on humans yet, so you could be the first one to test it.
So very, very, very offensive animal testing,
There's a lot of animal cruelty in this episode, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, we're blowing them up with robotic duplicates, but only because we didn't have the guts to blow up the actual living clones.
Oh my. And then basically Candace wrestling an alligator. Just
beating the tar out of it.
Yep, and biting it too.
Yep, and now we're testing on our poor animal agent here.
Well, let's face it, Perry's more than capable to handle any of the side effects.
Yep. So basically, we teleport him to the wrong place at the wrong time a lot.
It's like we actually see him being teleported into the Fireside Girls lodge. Nobody sees it, of course.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they teleport him to
Doofenshmirtz Evil
Evil
Incorporated.
but just a couple feet to the right.
Yep, avoiding the trap, but then gets teleported right into the trap once they readjust it.
Well, remember what happens? Like, he's teleported, he seems fine, but then it turns out he's not even on the building and starts falling. But then he grapples up, evades the trap, and then they teleport him into the trap. It's like, I don't know what just happened, but I like it. Doofenshmirtz is happy with the result. You gotta love OWCAR&D, right, Dragon?
Yep.
You think they would test it before they sent someone out on an agent? Send an agent out, but again, we have another. Dang it, Carl.
Carl should have added this more.
You just a little bit to the right. So, which Carl do you think would be able to do the right calculations, Dragon?
I'm gonna say, I guess didn't make Carl from Johnny Bravo.
Think he'd be able to do that? Is he smart?
Well, he's got glasses, Jacob. Of course, he's smart.
Almost all the characters on this have glasses.
I know. I know. I'm kidding. But no. I think Carl was clever. I know Carl planned for that sort of stuff. I forget if that Carl, if he had these moments where he just wasn't right or completely botched it. But I know at least he thought he was really good at that stuff. So maybe.
All right then.
You feed Carl to the alligator. No, Carl, you're gonna fight this alligator. What? It's like, don't argue with me, Carl. I'm gonna teleport you. This don't teleport me. Oh, that's gonna gets turned into an alligator. Carl gets fused with the alligator. It's like Jimmy Olsen.
Or does something out of The Fly.
Well, that too.
It probably was inspired by The Fly.
Basically, and that's how we get Killer Croc, or in this case, Killer Carl.
Was that it? Was the whole Jimmy Olsen thing in Superman the Animated Series?
Well, I mean, the animated series specifically, no. It was in the old school, like, Silver Age comics, and we had, like, a little nod to it in the Mixie Spitlick episode where you have, like, Jimmy Olsen turned into a turtle.
All right.
Which is a nod to Jimmy Olsen being turned into, like, a turtle monster, like a kaiju, so,
I guess it's better than all the gorillas that happened in there, all the Silver Age.
Yep.
Yeah. And anyway, so Doofenshmirtz's plan is he's like the metal destructinator.
I love this. I love it's not even destroying anything. It's just turning all the metal into broccoli.
But look, now why don't we explain why he's turning metal?
I'm so glad you asked.
Yes. It's like, do you want me to explain, or do you want to do it?
Explain it, though. Tell the folks.
It's like, well, recently he's been trying to lose weight specifically. Like, his doctor told him to lose weight, but every time he gets close, he can't lose those last 10 pounds. It's like every time he gets close, he hears a knock on a door. Specifically, from Fireside Girls, and the Fireside Girls offer to sell some cupcakes. He's like, no, I really shouldn't. Like I'm trying to lose weight, So it's like, oh, okay, we understand. Like, okay, you talked me into it. So basically he's too addicted to the Fireside Girls cupcakes and wants to cut off the route to the Fireside Girls cupcake factory by turning the bridge into broccoli. Because it's poetically evil.
I just love that, the girls are so understanding. Like, oh, no, that's fine. He's like, no, give me.
Yep. Katie and Millie were completely understanding of that.
Yeah, I love that it wasn't a thing where, the Fireside. I would have really hated if the Fireside Girls were pushing Doofenshmirtz off his diet. And being pushy, like, you better buy these cupcakes, and he didn't do that at all.
Nope, they were like, okay, understand. Okay, that's understandable. Have a nice day. Okay, you talked me into it.
Right, love it.
I love how both plots are about the Fireside Girls. It helps connect things. All right. I mean, only tangentially Fireside Girls related in the first one.
Well, no, I think it means the two plot lines.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because we have Doof and Schmidt. The
yeah.
fact that we have a really great crossover there and how it pays off.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. But yep. So Dragon, what did? Forgive me for asking, but what is it about the little logs that you like so much? Anyway.
I think it's really good packaging, and they're all organized in there. It has like a little latch on, a little lid, and that it comes. It's a nice kind of like rectangular, kind of rounded shape. I don't know.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is aesthetically pleasing.
It's just great. You know, it's just wonderful. It also reminds me a little bit of Angry Beavers with the whole lickety splits kind of log thing.
I mean, that entire show is about wood and logs.
Yeah.
I mean, they live in a dam. They eat wood.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from. I never really watched that much of Angry Beavers.
I see. So everything about this marketing thing with the plus the Fireside Girls, kind of like like firewood. I don't know. It all fits.
Yeah, it does.
It's so rare. It's always cookies, never cupcakes.
It's like, I mean, well, Girl Scout cookies are great. I mean, I love Thin Mints.
That's what I'm saying. It's not against the cookies. I'm just saying it's a nice change in pace. Like you never imagine like it's going to be cupcakes at your door. Like who's going to say no to a cupcake?
Like I honestly would like a freshly baked cupcake.
Right? I had some recently. They're good.
Ooh, what kind?
Chocolate.
Ooh,
chocolate with like vanilla icing, but it was dyed. It was Halloween cupcakes. They had like orange icing.
Ooh, those sound good.
Yeah.
Were they like on sale because it's after Halloween?
No, homemade.
Ooh, that's even better.
Yeah.
All right, so back with Candace, like due to being delayed by the alligator, which apparently was a success. Basically, the boys built the delivery system, and throughout the entirety of that, as they're going away, as she was trying on her way to deliver the last one, it gets hit by the inator and turns into broccoli.
We would collapse like a bunch of broccoli.
I'll pretend I understood that reference.
Really? Nothing?
No.
Young Frankenstein or Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, well, I wonder if maybe that is a direct reference to Young Frankenstein, just with the very specific line with how this pays off. Just like we would, without central nervous system, we would collapse like a bunch of broccoli.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, and Dragon, I don't remember everything from Young Frankenstein, unfortunately. I don't even remember the broccoli line. I remember more things like sedative.
That is still my favorite joke in that movie. I love the sedative.
It's like Abby Normal.
I will not be angry. Who was it? Wasn't Hans Delbruck, was it? No. Whose brain did you put in there? Abby someone.
Abby
Normal. Abby, do you put up? Yeah, go on.
You put an abnormal brain in this monster!
In the 7 foot tall, 40-inch wide gorilla! three words. Give him that.
Sedative? Oh, God. I love
Said a dirty word.
I love Young Frankenstein.
Yep. Anyway. So, we're on a thrill ride.
Their wolf, their castle.
I don't know. I'm easy. What knockers? So,
Frau Blucher.
You know why? You know what Frau Blucher translates to, don't you?
It does not translate to glue.
Wait, really?
Mel Brooks confirmed it.
Oh, it doesn't translate to glue.
It's like basically it's more of a what did she do to them to make them react that way kind of joke.
You sure about that?
Yes.
All right. Okay. I guess if Mel Brooks said it, all right.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
But as you were saying, Dragon.
Okay, so Candace is hoofing it for the last delivery, the last log she's got to get rid of, and she's running up all the stairs and everything. Elevator's out of order, and she delivers it to the very recently foiled Doofenshmirtz. So this is an excellent crossover bit here, where like the two stories cross over. It's Candace and Doofenshmirtz, and he has like the line, the whole. Aren't you a little old to be a Fireside Girl?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Just yes. There we go.
It,
Doofenshmirtz is spoiled, but it gets cupcakes.
it is kind of funny that like after all that he still ordered some cupcakes. even like deciding to just destroy the route to the factory, he still ordered cupcakes.
You think he did it just to prove the scheme worked? That he's going to order cupcakes and they're never going to come?
I mean, that might be it. But it is kind of funny that he's technically the last delivery. Like, I love Phineas' reaction. Like, yeah, 5 minutes and it's 20 blocks away. So, good luck with that. One of the few times he's actually like kind of genuinely sarcastic.
Yep.
But he believed in her and she could do it. But of course, like Perry escaped earlier because like he like basically threw a nail into Doofenshmirtz's eye.
Well, screw.
Yeah, screw into Doofenshmirtz's eye.
In other words, Perry Platypus said, "Screw you, Doofenshmirtz."
Yep. Which of course he turns the metal parts of Perry's cage into broccoli. So. Mm-hmm. But and of course Perry foils it, causing Doofenshmirtz's machine to turn into broccoli, so he has more broccoli than he could ever want. And Candace does not get all 50 patches. She only gets 49.
She forgot to plant the little. Okay, admittedly, the whole. This is a bit of BS here. Is the fact that she's got to plant like the little markers to prove that she got the badges. Like they're giving out those badges like candy with the Fireside Girls every time we do this in the other episodes.
Well, it's specifically in this circumstance.
Even so, I don't know. It feels like they could have cut her a break, and then ultimately they did, so it's fine.
It's like Candace earned all 49 patches. It's 49 in one day, which pretty much, which as she said, which as Isabella points out, pretty much blows the record of 6 earned by Addison. She's like, oh man, 49 is a lot more than 6.
Mm-hmm.
And Eliza gives her an honorary badge. It's an honorary badge, making it 50 and allowing her to attend the concert.
Then she notices her brothers are there and wondering how the heck did they get into the concert. Well, apparently the Fireside Girls get a +1. And had she just listened to Isabella, she would have been welcome to come, but she does not have her good listener badge.
Nope.
It's basically wonder all of that for nothing good moral.
It's basically a Shaggy Dog story.
To what?
Shaggy Dog story.
Yeah, I guess.
No, but I mean, a Shaggy Dog story is basically people working hard at. I'm going to try and find the best way to explain this, but it's basically like working towards a goal only for the goal to mean nothing. That's essentially what it means. It's not really about a lawyer who gets turned into a dog. If you know what I'm talking about.
So it has nothing to do with that.
No, it's an actual term. I think the movie gets its name from the trope. It's a Shaggy Dog is a story or yarn is an extremely long-winded anecdote characterized by let's see. Basically irrelevant incident terminated by an anticlimax. Okay. Which essentially is this.
Yep.
And I looked it up. Frau Blucher does not mean glue.
All right.
Unfortunately, it is fun.
That's kind of rob my dreams.
Sorry.
Yeah, just destroy all my dreams while you're at it. Go on.
Like, what other dreams do you have?
Not as many as I used to have.
All right. Well, I can't ruin them if I don't know them. So clever. But I'm trying not to ruin your dreams here, Dragon. I hope you know that. Anyway, any closing thoughts on this one then?
I'm down for the cupcakes, not so much for the for cheer up Candace.
That's fair. And everybody likes cupcakes.
Yes.
Especially in like little wooden log packages.
Yes.
In the gritty reboot, Jacob destroys dragons.
I'm living the gritty reboot every day.
It's like realize dragons' hopes and dreams.
Yep.
What a baby. We also need to count for how many times we bring up SpongeBob in this too. I mean, again, both those counters be broken by now.
Yep.
All right. We always bring up like Batman, Freakazoid, SpongeBob, and occasionally Hey Arnold. Those are like the four biggest references we always bring up in this thing.
Very true.
And so I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Do you think so, Dragon?
Nope.
I mean, just basically spreading out our fandom and making connections. It's like, so thank you, Code Geass and Aquatad for joining us this evening. So I think that does it.
Yes, yes, it does.
All right. So join us next week on the Phineas and Ferb Recap-inator, where Buford saves Baljeet's life. And then we had another Vanessa episode.
Ooh.
Good night, everybody.
Candace, not in front of Peter.